Welcome one all, my name is Tawess, and that's right, we're still open. That is, of course, Sweden. I mean, my house is not open per se, but we are still open. And I'm making this video because there's been a lot of talk back and forth in media about Sweden and why things are the way they are. And to be entirely fair, the main reason why things are like the way they are in here is that we have a crazy high trust in our government. Misplaced, maybe, but so far it's been working out. And we always had a strong sense of civic responsibility mixed with the liberty of distant government control. Now, there's also a little sidetrack to this. People say, oh, why don't you lock down your country? I'd be like, we can't. We literally can't. We don't have anything in our legal documentation, our rights, that gives the government the control to shut down the country like that, to force people inside without declaring some form of martial law. And that's a very wide step to take in this country. Far beyond what anyone is ready to do right now. So they can't lock us in. So they ask us, very kindly, to get our shit together. And most people do. Some people still take a skiing vacation. But most people actually do what they're told. Because that's how we are. Now, for me, this is doubly weird. Because I work in the school system, and our schools are still open. Well, at least our primary schools. So year 1 through 9. They are mostly open. And for me, who work with elementary kids, this is pretty much, they're all open. So for me, this crisis, this pandemic, this quarantine, consists of me getting up in the morning, brushing my teeth, going to work as usual. There are a few kids, fewer than we used to, and we have a few really odd rules about standing in lines and stuff. But beyond that, it is pretty much business as usual. And then I come home, sit down for the computer, go through my emails, eat my food, go to bed. There's a brushing my teeth in between there, but you know. And the next day, get back up, brush my teeth, and go to work again. And that has given me a sort of weird distance to this whole thing. But yeah, it's worth noting that even before this crisis, Swedes were not particularly big on the whole physical contact thing. We don't hug, we don't barely shake hands. We nod and we go like or a polite phrase like god morgon, trevligt att ses, hur står det till? But we still keep our distance. So that partially explains the weird curve in Sweden and why we have such an open society still, because basically people can be trusted to keep most of the lines as they're supposed. I mean, apart from the fact that we recently, like today, had the government-controlled liquor store. We have only one brand that can sell anything stronger than 3.5, called Systembolaget, and they were releasing a new wine. And why I don't blame people in these times trying to line up to get a good wine. They were lining up a lot. So I'm not saying we're perfect. We do still do some weird shit that probably should get us quarantined. But for all intents and purposes, I think we're going to come out of this crisis healthier than many other countries. Because you see, when you put people into isolation, there is a distinct risk that they go a bit loopy after a while. And with that comes desperation. With desperation comes danger. Because with that comes erratic behavior, the risk-taking increases, Not to mention that people do drugs. Enough that be a worry too. But, I mean, there's not much you can do right now, is it? We don't know if this is the right course. Nobody knows if this is the right course, or if it would have worked for any other country than us. Possible to say. We simply have to see. But for now, Sweden stays open. And I'm very thankful for that. It's a privilege to be able to still have mobility. To be able to go outdoors without anyone looking down the barrel of a gun at me. It's nice. And I don't take this privilege lightheartedly. I do hope this crisis passes soon so we can all get back to this sort of life. But until then, know that Sweden lives for you. Oh, that sounded conceit. Sorry, didn't mean like that. But for all intents and purposes, I do hope that wherever you are out there, you take this time to stay safe, be kind, and play fair. Bye.